Now on Coast TV News.
No more Margaritaville in Ocean City. It was supposed to be built right here. The shocking reason that's not going to happen. Milford's New Horizon, Red Cedar Farms, and an industrial park promise jobs and upscale living. How this changes the game for Milford. Eclipse Watch. The hunt for glasses is on. Join the community's anticipation for a stellar spectacle.
3, 2, 1. We have plenty of rain now, but the rain in our immediate future is looking even more ominous.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
These plans for Margaritaville wasting away now that a deal has fallen through. An exclusive you'll only see here on Coast TV News. Good evening. I'm Mallory Metzner.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with that exclusive update to a highly anticipated Margaritaville Hotel and Resort that's now not going to happen.
New tonight, the attorney for the developer of the planned Margaritaville Hotel and Resort tells Coast TV that the sheer size of the proposal is too big. And now the attorney, Hugh Cropper, says a smaller hotel is the answer. But that change will cost them the Margaritaville branding. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappe shows us what might be coming soon to Ocean City.
Now that a Margaritaville resort is no longer an option in Ocean City between 13th and 14th Street, vacationer Nicole Fender has this to say about that.
Yeah, they're missing out for sure. It's a good experience.
Hugh Cropper is an attorney representing the future hotel developer. Cropper says the plans to build a Margaritaville hotel were shut down due to the size of the resort.
Margaritaville was planned as a planned overlay development, or POD. With substantial amenities, meeting space, conference room, and other amenities. Unfortunately, it did not qualify for the land area for a POD, so it had to be scaled down.
The hotel developer is still planning on building a hotel here, a smaller one. If approved entirely, that will cause these two buildings to be demolished, according to Cropper, something local Sydney Strogen is not a fan of.
I just like the original charm of Ocean City, of downtown Ocean City especially, and I feel like big new buildings are gonna take over and definitely detract from that.
Cropper says they still plan on building a hotel in the space.
The new hotel is very nice. It's a boardwalk oceanfront hotel. It's well designed. It's incredibly nice. It has amenities. It has accessory retail. It has accessory restaurant. It just doesn't, at this point, doesn't qualify as the destination resort that a Margaritaville would require.
Still, grand plans for a famous hotel resorts franchise called Margaritaville are not coming to the coast. I'm Kevin Zappe in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
According to attorney Hugh Cropper, they are scaling some things down and removing other things altogether, including meeting spaces, conference rooms, the number of restaurants, and really just space in general.
We are taking a live look now into Milford. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joining us now with a look at the weather and specifically going into the next day or so. Paul, this is important.
It really is, because we're dealing with some rain right now and we're on a yellow alert day, but we have a red or first alert day for tomorrow. Now, we have so much moisture in place that we actually have visibility problems in and around portions of Ocean City, according to our Gateway Subaru camera. This is the wave of rain that we felt today and prompted the yellow alert day for today, and it's moving out of the way, and we're seeing the precipitation moving out of the way as well. We have a small craft advisory dealing with windy conditions off the coast and a coastal flood advisory. But this isn't the big story. The big reveal is what's happening in the Ohio Valley region. This tornado watch in the Ohio Valley region, that's part of a frontal boundary, is going to swing in our direction. And look at the damage it already has a historic record of causing. That same system is moving in our direction, and it's prompted at least a level 2 concern for severe weather in our neck of the woods, particularly for Sussex County. All right. We're looking at the possibility of 1 to 2 tornadoes, as well as strong winds and some damaging hail. You see, here's the big deal. Right now, and I'm showing you a model just to be transparent with you that shows the worst case scenario. 9 o'clock, we're looking at heavy showers, Ocean City and near Ocean Pines. But it's really right around 4 o'clock. You see that purple right there? That would be the area we're concerned about a supercell thunderstorm or possibly a tornado. It marches through at 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, moving along Highway 113, and then begins to break up by 7 o'clock. This is part of the story. That's the big story that we're concerned with for tomorrow. We'll talk more about that coming up in detail in your full forecast, but for right now, back to you, Charlie.
Thank you, Paul. If you live in Lewis, you may experience some low water pressure, maybe some discolored water this weekend. The Board of Public Works says hydrant flushing, that takes place on the town side starting tomorrow at 5 a.m. The beach side, that begins Thursday at 5 a.m. If you have any discoloration, just turn the cold water on until it runs clear.
Fenwick Island residential parking permits are almost ready for pickup. The town says property owners will only get one blue parking permit with 2 street parking tags. Bring your photo ID to pick up your permit at the Fenwick Island Police Department starting Monday, April 15th.
Here's some traffic news along the coast. In Rehoboth, engineering firm The Rossi Group will present its last presentation on the traffic and transportation study. The study aims to address traffic, safety, congestion, even parking issues. According to the city, they implemented some recommendations from the group, including making 30-minute parking spots more noticeable. In May, the city plans on running a pilot program on King Charles Avenue for pedestrian safety, adding temporary crosswalks and a space for people to stop in the middle of the road before crossing. More recommendations will be discussed at the commissioners' meeting on April 8th.
Just down the street from there in Dewey Beach, paving work begins April 4th. The town says this covers the second block of Chesapeake Street through Bayard Avenue to Bellevue Street. Work must be done by May 1st. After that, paving resumes after Labor Day from the Ocean block of Jersey Street to Collins Avenue. No parking signs will be placed a day before the work. DelDOT has installed 2 flashing construction signs to make drivers aware.
Sticking with traffic issues, expect lane closures on Route 1 at Old Landing Road in Rehoboth Beach next week. DelDOT says Coastal Highway is going to be reduced from 3 lanes down to 2 lanes in both directions. Old Landing Road will have a single left turn lane closure. This is for final roadway surface improvements. Work is scheduled from April 9th from 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. with a rain date of April 10th.
Here are some current traffic closures and patterns you may want to keep in mind as you travel throughout Sussex County this week. Shortley Road in Georgetown is closed between Piney Grove Road and Kings Road due to construction until Friday. In Milford, Walnut Street from Park Avenue to Front Street is closed for road work until May 2nd. Over in Selbyville, the shoulders on Route 113 between Gumboro Road Extension and Route 54 are closed until June. On the Indian River Inlet Bridge, a paving project is now underway on Route 1 until the end of the month.
A massive development in Milford has received the nod from Milford City Council, but the developer now has a unique obstacle as they look to start building. In the newsroom is CoastTV News reporter Charles Reinert. Charles, the developer says it wants to handle this respectfully.
Charlie, this development called Red Cedar Farms is looking to build 199 houses right on the east side of the city. But during a recent archaeological review, the developer, Shell Brothers in this case, found an old cemetery on the grounds. Now, it's not entirely clear how old this cemetery is or who is even buried there, but Shell Brothers said that this was a surprising find nonetheless. Now, the developer says that they will be leaving that site alone. Instead, they'll be building around it and placing a marker there for those who have been laid to rest. Now, the company says that this is a pretty rare find.
It's not common, but we have seen it before. So I've developed several dozens of communities over the years in my career, and I think this is the second or the third time that I've discovered a burial ground on the property.
Green says the Shell Brothers are excited to start building this new neighborhood and are hoping to start building those houses sometime in the coming months. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Charles. After years of discussion, debate, tweaks, and votes, a massive development on Sand Hill Road in Milton is now ready to go. It's called the Granary at Draper Farm, which has nothing to do with our CoastTV parent company, Draper Media, by the way. On Monday, Milton Town Council unanimously gave the green light to the plans for Phase 1 of the Granary housing development. Overall, it includes building around 1,200 new homes over the next 25 years. This first phase will add 180 houses on part of 450 acres already being annexed into the small town of Milton. They even have plans for a farmer's market. The developers hope to start building sometime this spring.
The historic Lewis Farmers Market is extending its farm to community program for another year, and that's thanks to an additional $300,000 award it recently got. The organization says it fed 3,000 people in 2023. Now it plans to feed 4,000 this year by buying fresh food from even more local farms and distributing it to 18 Sussex and Kent County food pantries. The program runs through August 1st, 2025.
If you're looking for a new job or a career change, make note of this. There will be a job fair in the Sussex Central High School gym on April 17th. It will be open to the Indian River School District students, family, and the community. There will be over 30 different businesses in attendance, and the fair will last from 6 to 8 p.m.
If you're looking for a way to give back this spring, South Bethany is going to be hosting a community blood drive. It's this month. The drive is happening on April 19th at South Bethany Town Hall. You can donate between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Registration now open at that, and that can be found on the town's website.
Heading to Rehoboth, BB Healthcare will be hosting a spring wellness open house at the Specialty Surgical Hospital. The open house is taking place April 13th and includes tours through the hospital as well as skin cancer and wellness screenings. Attendees can also receive Narcan training at this event. Tours will begin at 11:30 a.m. and run every half hour. And we're just getting started tonight on Coast TV News at 6.
How farming can impact roadways this spring, tips to keep both yourself and farmers safe on the roads.
And with heavy downpours expected for later tonight and tomorrow, there's some risk of coastal roads being washed out, and now there's the threat of a possible severe thunderstorm.
But first, the solar eclipse is just 6 days away. We'll tell you where you can pick up a pair of eclipse glasses. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
It's tax refund season, so put your hard-earned money back into your #1 investment with help from Spicer Brothers.
Need a new lifetime roof, quality siding, energy-efficient windows, or even a beautiful new deck? We got you. Need new gutters or gutter helmet protection? We got you. Dreaming of a luxurious new bath or shower? We got you. Call today and learn how you can save up to 20% on your new project, plus enjoy no payments and no interest for 18 months.
Spicer Brothers, because you deserve the best.
I'm attorney Ben Schwartz. My client was on a ladder at work, fell off, and got injured. I helped him bring a workers' comp claim. We got his medical expenses covered, lost wages paid, and even got him a large cash settlement for his permanent functional impairment. If you've been injured in a work accident, give me a call. Let me see if I can help you too. Tip the scales of justice in your favor. Call Schwartz & Schwartz today.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
We've been talking about it. A partial solar eclipse is going to be visible from Delmarva next Monday. The rush to get those solar eclipse glasses, that's already started, and one local library has plenty to hand out.
Our meteorologist Alex Seymour spoke with people about how they plan to view this celestial event.
Delmarva will be treated to a partial solar eclipse next Monday. Since we aren't in the path of totality, getting a pair of eclipse glasses is essential for safely viewing the eclipse. Here in Delmarva, the sun will be between 85 to 90% eclipsed. The Milton Public Library is making it easy for people to grab a pair of eclipse glasses or pinhole viewers.
We have a number of the pairs of glasses, and we're making those available. And we also have an interesting little tool that was provided to us through our grant. This is a little job where a person could actually hold this up, and they're going to have that image come through the tiny little hole to protect their eyes, and they will forecast that image onto a piece of paper.
People were streaming into the library to grab themselves a pair of glasses for next Monday. Excitement was certainly in the air for this upcoming eclipse.
Very excited. Already looked at Facebook, saw what time the eclipse is going to be happening and the full spectrum of the event, and going from there.
People didn't want to miss out on glasses this time like they did during the eclipse just 7 years ago.
I didn't have glasses. We actually used a cardboard box and a pinhole.
Be sure to come out to the Milton Public Library to get your new pair of solar eclipse glasses. Even if you have them from 2017, if they have scratches on them, they are no longer usable. So be sure to get yourself a new pair. I'm meteorologist Alex Seymour in Milton, Coast TV News.
And this is going to bring us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what is your preferred eclipse viewing method? We got a couple different options to look at here.
Let's take a look at the updated results. These have changed since we last checked. Now 59% says they're not looking at all, but 21% says they're going to use those eclipse glasses Alex was just showing us. 12% want to watch over a live stream. That's not a bad idea. 8% want to make one out of their own cereal box, maybe convert the Rice Krispies or something like that.
If I get motivated enough in time, I might do that. We got to see how much effort I put in. You can go vote on CoastTV.com or use the Coast TV mobile app.
And by the way, we want to let you know that we're tracking that for you. Simply be sure to download this specialty solar eclipse app. And in addition to that, I'm going to explain to you why this tornado watch in Ohio is so important to us tomorrow.
20 years ago, Farmers Bank of Wheelers opened branches to serve Ocean City and West OC. Now, we're making it official with permanent locations to better serve our customers in Worcester County. While other banks are closing branches, we're banking on Ocean City's future. Sure, we have a world-class app, but sometimes there's no substitute for helpful, friendly people. Announcing our grand opening on 87th Street, North Ocean City, and coming in 2024, West OC on Route 611. Switch to the Farmers Bank of Wheelers, where people matter.
Are you serious about entertaining and cooking outdoors, but don't know where to start? Let Pemberton Appliance design the outdoor kitchen and bar area you've been dreaming of with their free design software. From grilling burgers, smoking ribs, and cooking pizzas right there in your backyard.
We can install in as little as 2 days so that you can enjoy this season.
Right now, the first 10 clients that purchase an outdoor kitchen will receive $500 off and free gas for a year. Pemberton Appliance, celebrating 20 years in business.
Trying to quit tobacco is frustrating. You feel lost. You've tried several times, yet everywhere you turn, there are triggers pulling you back in. But there is a way out. The Delaware Quit Line. We can help get you on a path to living tobacco-free with free counseling, cessation aids, and medications. Let us help you quit for good.
The Harry K Foundation presents the second annual Chocolate Crawl on Saturday, April 13th in downtown Rehoboth. Enjoy delectably fabulous chocolate creations and then vote for your favorite to win top prize. For tickets and info, visit harrykfoundation.org/events.
On the next wheel, if you really want a trip to a great American city, butter up the host.
The Styles is doing a great job. Willie likes me.
Tuesday at 7 on Coast TV.
Get ready for 4 days of fun in the sun at Springfest. Enjoy amazing food, live entertainment, unique artisan products, and more. With over 200 artists and vendors, local food, and enhanced selections of beer and wine, don't miss this free event located at the Ocean City Inlet from May 2nd through the 5th. Springfest features 2 stages and more than 30 live performances, including headliners, The Olivia Show, a tribute to Olivia Newton-John, country music sensation Lauren Elena, and alternative rock band Everclear. Don't miss out. Get all the details at ococean.com/springfest.
WRDE First Alert Weather, brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland.
The threat for severe weather in our neck of the woods for tomorrow has now become very real, and we're concerned about supercell thunderstorms, and there's a slight chance of an actual tornado. I'll explain all that in a moment. Our Tyndall's casual furniture camera in Ocean City, we're at 50 degrees. Winds are out of the north at this time, and we're going to stay near the 50-degree mark for the rest of the night. But the good news is it looks like we're done with the rain at least till about 10 o'clock. More rain will kick in after midnight. Here's the threat we have for tomorrow. We're going to be in that yellow zone, which means we're watching out for 1, maybe 2 tornadoes with at least that slight threat of severe weather in our neck of the woods. We've already had the wave of rain we experienced today. It's moved out of the way. We're under a coastal flood advisory right now till 8 o'clock Wednesday. By the way, we're also concerned about some gusty winds along the coast until 8 o'clock Wednesday night, 25-mile-per-hour winds. But let's get to the real breaking news as far as the weather is concerned. We have this wave of rain that's pushed through, but it's what's happening here in the Ohio Valley region that's prompting tornado watches and tornado warnings. This same system is swinging in our direction. And the threat that we have, tornado threat low, but still a threat. Moderate threat of heavy rain and wind damage and large hail. That's likely to occur in the afternoon hours. I'm showing you right now the model that gives us the worst case scenario. And I want to be transparent about this. Not all the models are showing this, but to be honest, I'd rather show you the worst case scenario and things turn out better than show you a good scenario and it turns out worse. I'd rather you be prepared. By 9 o'clock, Long Neck, Ocean Pines along Highway 113, heavy downpours. Another area of heavy downpours at 11 o'clock in Lewis and Long Neck. That's not what I'm most concerned with. This is right here. See this area of purple? For lack of a better phrase, and to simplify it, this is where I'm looking for severe thunderstorm, supercell thunderstorm, or maybe even a tornado. Particularly since it's coming through at 4 o'clock, where the heat of the day is at its highest, and that feeds the storm. And then you see this line developing according to our model, and we have a cell of concern near Georgetown and one near Del Mar simultaneously with the front pushing through. It then blossoms or explodes along Highway 113 at 6 o'clock between Georgetown going down towards Ocean Pines. That's why I'm most concerned between 4 and 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. Then it breaks up into a couple of clusters after that. But it's really that time frame I just gave you that I'm most concerned with. As far as today is concerned, listen, we had less than an inch, but close to it in Slaughter Beach, and just over a quarter of an inch down towards Harbison and all the areas in between, let's say, just over half an inch to 3/4 in that range. Looking relatively light for today, too, but we had steady downpours throughout the day, hence why we had a yellow alert day instead of a red one. Temperatures are in the 40s, but look at the dew point temperatures because we're looking at the dew point temperatures and the air temperatures right next to each other. That feeds into the narrative of a strong storm. And even though we're looking at not much in the way of rain because the storm's moving so quick, that feeds into the narrative of a strong storm. And the winds coming out of the south giving us more moisture feeds into the narrative of a strong storm. So that's why I'm very serious about you watching out for that. One quick note before we close. Remember, we have this QR code for the solar eclipse. It's going to be in 6 days. Scan it so you can follow along with us. And you'll notice we are in that 80 to up to maybe even 90 percentile range there. And I wanted to give you a sneak peek. Watch this. As we go into, let's say, Monday, look, this is where we are, and we're going to stay clear. So you're going to have a perfect view of that eclipse. Tonight, 47. Tomorrow, fast-moving thunderstorms, and we'll keep you updated on all of our platforms. Thursday, clearing out and a lot cooler. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodel Extended Forecast. First alert day for the afternoon, evening, and Monday, that's actually the solar eclipse.
Thank you, Paul. We have another closure at the Woodland Ferry to tell you about. According to DelDOT, the ferry will close tomorrow and reopen for normal operations on Thursday.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
What's going on, everybody? The Sixers are back in the city of brotherly love, and this may be the last game Philadelphia will be without center Joel Embiid. The big fella has been out since January 30th, but fans will have to wait until later this week for his return as the team ruled out Joel Embiid for tonight's matchups. And the Sixers have a tough game tonight against the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, the Oklahoma City Thunder, with an MVP candidate in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He averages 31 points against the Sixers this season and looks to keep OKC in first place in the West. They just have a half a game lead over the Denver Nuggets. The Sixers are 40-35 and are looking for back-to-back wins after their 15-point victory over the Toronto Raptors, where Kelly Oubre had a team-high 32 points. Tip-off at the Wells Fargo Center at 7:30 p.m. And the Phillies have had a tough start to the season at 1-3. The Titans trying to bounce back at home against the Cincinnati Reds. The Phils have been outscored in their 3 losses 27-10, but they still have a chance to win the series against the Reds. It will have to start tonight at Citizens Bank Park. First pitch at 6:40 p.m. That over sports. Have a great night, everybody.
Our soldiers are heroes who protect our country. But when they come home, it's up to us to help our heroes. Now, during FH First Spring Into Giving campaign, for every $29 cooling system tune-up we perform, we'll donate that amount directly to Wounded Warrior Project. FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical. Call 877-CALL-FUR or visit FHFur.com to schedule your $29 cooling system tune-up. And use hashtag SpringIntoGiving to share how you're giving back.
Download the free CoastTV First Alert weather app today. schedule your appointment today.
At Coastal Comfort, we know there's no place like home. That's why we're committed to ensuring total comfort for a totally happy home. As a premier Carrier factory authorized dealer, we're dedicated to providing reliable service and the best savings. Like now, through the end of May, with purchase of a qualified Carrier system, you can instantly receive up to $1,900 off. You could also qualify for up to $2,000 in federal tax credit. Coastal Comfort, a Carrier factory authorized dealer serving Maryland and Delaware. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Next Jeopardy! It's the semifinals of the Invitational Tournament, and it's a scorcher of a game as these champs battle it out.
Tuesday at 7:30 on Coast TV.
Flip your life with Tariq El Moussa.
I struggled with addiction. The only way to make it better is to get to work on a better future.
Wednesday at 2 on Coast TV.
My daughter was beginning to struggle with substance use disorder. Felt like somebody cut my heart out. Her dream was to open a house to help other women recover. When we do our groundbreaking, I hear like at 6:30 in the morning. Nobody's here except one guy in a suit walking through the field. He says, Kevin, David Trone, nice to meet you. For every person who is suffering from substance use disorder, there is no bigger champion.
I'm David Trone, and I approve this message.
With bad weather heading our way, remember your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by Baird, Mendelis, Brockstedt, and Federico. Our dry tech camera run out showing that we are overcast at this present time with temperatures staying near the 50-degree mark. The last remnants of the rain is out of the way, but we're going to have some after midnight rain to watch out for. First alert day for Wednesday, primarily in the afternoon, evening, particularly between 4 and 6 o'clock. And of course, be sure you scan our new QR code for more information on that eclipse. And that's what that Monday symbol is about.
Thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, for more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.